I just came to listen tonight, and John recruited me because somebody didn't show up, which is good because expectations should be nil, which I kind of like. I also, if I knew I would be here, I would have practiced my Irish accent, which sucks, so I'm not going to even try it. But here's my story. So I love my job. I've been doing it for 42 years. Every day is different. I make my own schedule, and I'm way overpaid. So you may ask, what's the problem? And thank you for asking. The problem is that I'm not really hands-on helping people like a cop might do, or somebody, a teacher, or somebody who works for the Peace Corps. So it left a void in me. And many years ago, my girlfriend at the time, when I told her this, said, you should volunteer. And you know, that sounded like a pretty good idea. So I did volunteer. And for about 25 years, every Monday morning, I would deliver food for God's Love We Deliver. Now, we're all New Yorkers. I'm sure almost everybody here has heard of God's Love We Deliver. They have delivered like 35 million meals to homebound New Yorkers. They started in the mid-'80s when the AIDS crisis came along. This woman, her name was Miss Stone, Ganna Stone, I think her name was. She was delivering food to a friend of hers who was homebound with AIDS. She delivered a hot meal. And the next day she went back and delivered another hot meal. And she ran into a priest that she knew. She told the priest what she was doing. And the priest said, you're not just delivering food, you're delivering God's love. And that's how the name, God's Love We Deliver, came into being. I'm an atheist, but I still like that story. It kind of moves me. So like I say, for about 25 years I've delivered food. For the purpose of this story, I did the math, and I delivered like 5,000 meals. And when you deliver that many meals, you get a lot of thank yous. And at first, the thank yous are meaningful, and I take them in, and I own them, and oh, you're welcome, and it makes me feel good. But after a couple of weeks, it's just, I mean, you just heard it all. I say you're welcome, but it just doesn't have the meaning that it did because it's just so common. It's like, you know, if you had ice cream every day for a month, it's not going to taste as good as if you had it only once a month. Once a month would be better for the taste. So that's what the thank yous are. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, every once in a while, deliver food to somebody who didn't say thank you. And typically what would happen is the door would open just a crack, the arm would come out, I'd put the shopping bag in the hand, go back in, door shut, and that was it. At first, it used to piss me off. I mean, come on. I'm going out of my way here. A lot of people went out of their way to get the food to you. And when you say thank you to me, you're saying thank you to everybody. And it doesn't cost anything to say thank you. Why can't you say thank you? But as I grew older and wiser, although my ex-wife might disagree with the wiser part, it occurred to me that I've never walked in these people's shoes. And for somebody not to say thank you after having a free meal handed to them, it just means that probably life has just kicked the shit out of them. Emotionally, mentally, physically, the whole thing. So my attitude changed. From then on, when I had extra food to deliver, those were the people who I gave it to, the people who didn't say thank you. Now, I told you all that to tell you this. Notice the smooth segue I just did. In the God's love world, there's one day that stands out more than any other day, and that is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is all about food. God's love is all about food. So if you want to deliver a Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving, you can't just, even if you're a regular delivery person, you gotta go online, sign up, and the whole day is different. You don't go to the regular place where you pick up the food. I don't deliver to the same people that I deliver to, but I've been doing it for years, and I like doing it. And the food is different. You get a turkey, the people get a turkey meal with stuffing and cranberry sauce and pecan pie. Although I don't think pecan pie is really a pie, but that's my attitude. So it's a special day. And in 2019, I signed up and delivered the food, and everything went so fast, everything went smooth. It was like the perfect storm of things going right. And I got done like 30 minutes faster than I assumed I would get done. So I decided on a whim, called up God's Love. I said, you know, I got some extra time here. Is there anything you need? Thinking maybe a driver didn't show up or something. And I get put on hold for about 10 minutes, which is understandable because they weren't expecting that question. And the woman comes back on the phone and says, yes, there's a family of 3 that needs a delivery. She says, but, and you live long enough, you get a lot of buts in your life, but they live in Far Rockaway. She says to me, am I willing to go to Far Rockaway? My first instinct is to say no. I don't want to go to Far Rockaway. But I think about it. And I think reasons not to go to Far Rockaway. The first reason. What's the first word in Far Rockaway? That's a pretty good reason. The few times I've been to Far Rockaway, I couldn't park, the second reason. And the third reason is it's kind of a dicey neighborhood. Then I have to think reasons to go to Far Rockaway. One is I did offer and I did have the time. Two is there's like no traffic on Thanksgiving morning, I'd fly there. And three is, most importantly, I don't know how badly this family needs the food. And I don't know that it'll get there if I say no. So I give a reluctant yes to Far Rockaway. The minute I do that, everything that went right earlier in the day started going wrong. They tell me to go back to the church where I picked up the food in the morning. I do, I go back there, there's a mistake, they don't have any food. Call up the dispatcher, another 5 minutes on hold. She asked me if I can go to St. John's, another pickup point, St. John's College, and pick up the food, which I do, but I've never been to St. John's, and I can't find the building. I'm driving around for 20 minutes. She also told me that I should ask for Mike when I find the building, and Mike will have the food ready to go, all packed up, ready to go. So eventually, after 20 minutes of driving around, I find the building, go to Mike, Mike has the bags, and Mike says to me, "So, you going to Far Rockaway?" And he doesn't use the word moron, but that's what he's implied, like, you schmuck, you sucker. So that didn't help my mood. I just mumbled something about no traffic, and off I went to Far Rockaway. It was about a 35-minute drive, not so terrible. But I get there and I get to the building, but there's no parking like I thought. Drive around. I want the parking at a hydrant, which I don't like to do because cops give tickets at hydrants. Not you, I don't know about you do it, but cops do that. Go to the building, and it's got one of these new intercoms. The old intercoms, you just had to know an apartment number, you press that, and this one you had to know the last name. I didn't know, they don't give you the last name. Had to call up again, another 10 minutes on hold, get the last name, get in the building, and I'm just so frustrated now. I just want to give these people the 3 bags, just get the hell out of there and get the hell out of Far Rockaway. That's the new goal. So I find the apartment, I knock on the door, lady answers. This lady has got to be 90 years old and can't weigh more than 90 pounds. And my plan was to put all 3 bags in her hand at once and get out of there, but she's going to tip over if I give her all 3 bags at once. So I give her the first bag, she takes it, puts it down behind her, does not say thank you, but we've been through that, I don't care anymore. Give her the second bag, puts it down, no thank you again. And as I'm giving her the third bag, 2 things happen just about the same time. As she's putting it down, she does say thank you, you're welcome, all right. And I noticed that all this time there's been a little girl on the other side of her, maybe she's 5, 6 years old. And this little girl is looking up at me with the biggest, most beautiful brown eyes and the biggest ear-to-ear grin I've ever seen on anybody. And she's just looking at me. And I look down at her, and I'm looking at her, and we have eye contact. Now at this point I should tell you, I hate eye contact. I suck at it. I always want to turn away. I'm terrible at it. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be intimidated by this little 5-year-old girl. So we're staring at each other. And obviously I didn't time it. Maybe it was 15 seconds, maybe it was 15 minutes. It seemed like a long time to me. Finally this little girl breaks the silence. And without stopping her smile, and without breaking the eye contact, she's looking up at me. She says 5 words to me that I don't think I'll ever forget. And those 5 words are, thank you and happy Thanksgiving. And she just melted my heart with those words. And that's pretty much my story. I'll just say 4 things to wrap it up real quick. One is, I did not get a ticket. Thank you, Al. Much obliged. 2 is, eye contact. Still not great, but it's gotten better. I consider it a work in progress. 3 is, I was really happy I did say yes to Far Rockaway. And 4 is, by a million miles, the best thank you I ever got. Thank you.